The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
What's up, Essex County College? You are listening to the Podcast Club Presents. I'm your host, Joe Ott, the advisor to the Podcast Club, and I am here today to give you the 2025 Podcast Club wrap-up. It's the 2025 Pod Wrap. Our students are awesome. They did a lot of awesome podcasts this year, and I'm going to talk to them about it. We're going to see how they feel, all right? Thanks for tuning in, and here we are. So I'm here today with some awesome people. You know them, you love them from the Podcast Club all year round. I'm with our three most dedicated and three most focused podcasters that we got. We got across from me today, the one and only, the loner, Jon Inahuazo. What's up, Jon?
I'm good, but my last name is Inahuazo.
Inahuazo?
Yeah.
Got it. We got next to Jon, the one and only, the hostess of Stay in Your Lane podcast, Miss Samanta Harmond. Hey, Samanta.
Hi.
And, of course, last but certainly not least, a man who is taller in stature than me and bigger in voice than me as well, the legend, the host of the Just Be You podcast, Mr. Jeri Johnson. What's up, Jerry?
What's up? What's going on? You humble me too much.
There we go. All right, Podcast Club. I told these students today that we're going to have a wrap-up meeting. They have no idea what I'm going to say. I don't even really have any idea what I'm going to say. But I just know that I wanted to talk to these three kids because I don't push these three people to make podcasts. These three people came to me. These three people really had a mission and a journey that they've been figuring out in their head. And I just want to help them get to the next portion of that journey that they're on. So this year, we had, I believe, Samanta reached her 60th episode. Nice job, Samanta.
Woo! President.
So, I mean, that's a lot of episodes, Samantha. I believe at the beginning of the year, you were like in the 40s somewhere, so now you're at 60. You stayed pretty consistent with that. What's that like having you in your head? You got school, you got work going on, and you got to get guests every single week and try to keep it consistent. How was it like for you this semester doing that?
This semester has been amazing. I started off very good, different focus. Last semester was a bit more stressful because I took on 23 credits, which was just super crazy.
That's way too much.
But this semester, had planned to push out more episode because I know I was coming on to the anniversary because I started the podcast last year, September. So I said for this semester, I wanted to see how I could create a balance of making sure I invite more guests and also be able to still do my work and stay focused and not overwhelmed.
It's tough to do, right?
It is very tough to do, yes.
Yeah. So Jon has done, he's about to put out his 24th episode, so he put about 24 episodes out this year. Jon definitely took the summer off and whatnot while Samanta was still going with guests and everything. Jon, there's nothing wrong with that, Jon. That's totally fine to have a nice summer to yourself. Samantha's a workaholic. Your podcast is cool. You never have guests, so it's like the exact opposite of Samantha's, where she's bringing somebody on and learning about them, learning about their career, learning about their journey. With you, we, the listener, are learning about your journey the entire time. And, like, I don't really know the three of you that well, but here's the thing where your perspective is different than mine is that you guys don't know me that well because we don't spend a lot of time together. But I spend a lot of time with the three of you. You're just not sitting next to me while I do it. But I have listened to every single one of your podcasts. So, like, I feel like I know all of you, and I feel like I know your stories and what's going on. And I might know little anecdotes about things that you've been through, and you look at me and you're like, how do you know that? It's like, I edited every podcast, so I know. So, like, Jon, your podcast is cool because it sets out to do one thing. You want to talk about, you know, some news stuff, but mostly technological stuff. You mostly are talking about, well, I'm going to blanket under the term nerdy stuff. I'm right there with you, you know, but you're talking about film. You're in a lot of what people tune into is that they want to know about your tech eye. They want to hear about ideas that you may have for music and recording and things like that. But another side, thing going on the loner is your semester long back and forth with the film club, and that's captivating to people. When people tune into your show, they're tuning in to hear what Jon has to say, but they also in the back of their head, they're like, hey, I wonder if Jon had any more interactions with the film club, because you've kind of created like this story of drama, and whether you realize it or not, you have like a sub story within your podcast, about your struggles with other clubs, and you talk about how Podcast Club is kind of like a solo club. We get together and do these, but it's easy for you to accomplish because these are things that we can do independently, Go ahead and introduce other people into the picture, and that's when things start to get complicated. But it's riveting to listen to your saga here at Essex, So think about it like that. Jerry, Just Be You, another great podcast. So you're on episode 18 or 19 about now, and you've had a lot of, you've had some health stuff going on this semester. You've had, like a lot of extra school. You took on a lot of extra roles as well. So you are a senator in the Student Government Association. You know what? I'm not expecting you to come in and do a podcast every week, because you really you stepped it up as far as the campus is concerned, and really got out there and got to know people. And you kind of act as like a mayor for students who don't really know what's going on or who to talk to or where to go. And that role at the college is definitely one that is super, super needed and super valuable. So I'm not mad at you. You only did a couple podcasts this year. And you started this while I was out, taking care of my wife, this year. And you actually started it while I wasn't here, which I consider very, very brave. I believe Jon did a lot of his work while I wasn't here as well. And I was helping you guys out from home. And I was getting to know you guys while I was at home listening to these podcasts, And I was just like, wow, I can't wait to get back to meet you guys and hang out and really, really just get into discussing things and watching you grow. Watching you all grow this year has been amazing. Jon, you're one of the quietest guys I've ever met, but like we can get you to talk a little bit. And when you're on your podcast, you really open up and you really let people know what's going on. Samantha is a chat butterfly. She will talk to anybody. She could talk to, like 10 homeless people on the street and get them on the show in 2 weeks, and probably get them into like a house and getting some help too, because Samantha's like that kind of person who, hey, no, you shouldn't be doing this. You deserve better than this. You're a good person, So the positivity that Samantha radiates is definitely infectious. And Jerry, you're a ball buster, but you have so much empathy and you really show it. And your podcast is cool because you set out to talk about things that you like, musicals and Epic and Hamilton. But halfway through, you start getting down to the nitty gritty of what's really important. And in tough political times like this, you're the guy bringing out the Constitution, reading from the Constitution on your podcast. Some people might consider that boring. I consider that like highly academic. We really appreciate that you're bringing some historical elements and some actual learning into a podcast. That is awesome. People need to know about it. They don't know about the Constitution. So your podcast ranges everything from talking about musicals to the law, which is a big, big gap. My question for you is what do you like talking about better on a podcast? Do you like singing over Epic, or do you like breaking down the news?
I will have to say I honestly like breaking down the news more. As much as I love Epic and as much as I love musicals and singing and stuff, it's the information that I like. I like spreading information, especially for those that don't know, because conversations can spark and ideas can happen from those conversations.
$1 million idea can happen from those conversations, So that's what this is all about, folks. This is about networking. The Podcast Club was started by people who want to be bridged and networked, and to help others bridge and network and move forward in life. Let's talk about stay in your lane real quick, right? Samantha has had on, she's had 60 episodes. That doesn't mean 60 guests, because she does play it back and forth, where she'll do a solo episode and then she does an episode with a guest or two. Samantha, what makes you want to have a two-part with somebody? Like, they got to be like pretty interesting for you to want to have a two-part with somebody. So like, because you've had some episodes where it's just kind of half an hour or one person. How do you know when it's going to be a two-parter? Talk about that for a minute.
So how I know is when I start the episode and we just automatically go and start talking without me asking them any question that I already have pre-written. So sometimes based on what they said in their introduction, it will sparks a conversation from there. And then from there, that can lead into like many different avenue of things. And then it's where I don't get to touch that one question on my thing, but I'm like, it's going to correlate. So it depends on the conversation that I'm having with them. And I realize this person has more to say. They have a lot more to talk about. Let me go ahead, look at the time because I'll be watching the time. Let me go ahead and wrap it up, but actually convert it into a 2-part episode. So sometimes like a shocking to them too. When I'm like, I'm going to have a part 2, they think I'm going to bring them back. I'm like, no, we're going to have it now.
Right now.
I'm just going to end this one and I'm going to actually bring it back. So I think it's all about the story that they're telling me. They have different facets of their life. And if it's very interesting and I see that they're open to share more and go deeper, then I will listen to what they're telling me. And then from there on, so if, for example, if it's a story about maybe a trauma or something emotional that they went through, I will listen and let them talk. Sometimes that can take up a lot of the minutes. And then I know I want to bring it back to the joy stuff of letting you know you overcome that. Let's, the positive. What are you doing now to where you're at? So then it will go into a part 2.
Okay, so basically, if you're starting the conversation off already and it's going amazing and you're doing it without any script or any questions, that's how you know that it's going to be a really long
It's
one.
going to be early, yes. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And those are really compelling ones. And like the one you did most recently with Doug from the music club, you know?
Yes, that was a 2-part. He was very interesting. You listen to me, Jerry and John. If you guys have not went out and listened to that episode, you should go out and listen. Especially, I would say to you, Jerry, because we are of older age and
Excuse me. I'm still.
we're not 19 or 20. We're not teenager. You're over 25.
Listen. I'm maybe over 25. I'm under 30, so therefore I'm still young. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm over 30 and I'm still young. So what are you trying to say?
I'm over 40 and I'm still young. John, back me up, John. Am I still young?
John is like, I'm 20 and I'm still, under
John,
20.
Yeah, next year I'm going to.
I've had Pokemon open the whole time we're in here. I'm still young, John, all right? Damn it.
No. But I'm saying his story was very inspirational. Like, it can give a lot of advice to maybe people that just never went to college as soon as they're out of school and feel like, okay, it's too late for me, or I was a dropout, so to go back, I'm going to feel embarrassed. Or you lost your path and didn't know where you want to go, and you just give up. And his story about music and resentment, because I don't know if you guys have different siblings, but that resentment, I guess, when you see other siblings driving, especially in a field that you want to be in, it kind of messes with you. So it was very great. It was a great episode. It's about music, his life.
It was really, really nice, and that's someone that I know from here. I advise the music club, so I was excited to see that one, and I learned a lot about him. Even though I see him every day, I learned a lot about him from just that podcast. And it's funny. I don't know if you all are like this. I see a lot of the people that Samantha talks to, and even though I know this stuff from the podcast, I feel like it's still a secret. Even though I know about it, it's publicly out there. Like, I'm never going to go up to that person and be like, hey, you really went through some stuff, and I'm like, really admire you. Like, I mean, they probably would want to hear that, but I feel weird, But you get to know these people from the podcast, but it's still like private, though. You can't just go up to them. It's like, even though they just dumped it all out in the podcast, it's like not necessarily appropriate to go speak to them about all those details, because they were getting intimate with you on the mic, not with the world, even though it's for the world to hear.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about this real quick. Cursing.
Oh God.
Ooh.
So we've had probably about 15 different podcasts at the podcast club at Essex over the years now, and we've had tons of editing. It's usually me editing most of these podcasts. We've had a couple different editors helping out. Realistically, I can't get every single thing perfect in there, but I do my best to get as many of these out there. Realistically, we have a lot of you guys are very respectful. Samantha has never, so I can say this, Samantha has never once cursed on her podcast. In real life, definitely heard you curse. But on the podcast, never. And when someone else curses on your podcast, you are so quick to go and hit the car horn. Bam, bam. You're like, nope, can't do it. And it helps me out when I edit. But also, you're so quick with it when you do it to somebody there. They get there. Like, you're like bad dog. And then they don't do it again. So if someone curses on Samantha's podcast, it's usually only that one time, and then she makes them feel pretty bad about it with the car horn and everything, and then it regularizes them to like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore, you know? Jerry used to curse once in a while, and I kind of know like Jerry's stick on some things. So when I hear him going on about something, I'm like, oh, something's coming in here. He's talking real fast here. I'm going to have to really listen to it. And sometimes you guys talk fast, so it's hard to hear. Jerry's been pretty good. You've cursed a bunch in the beginning, but as time goes on now, you're making my job a little easier. I think you're doing it intentionally to help me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Once I broke down the editing process to these students, they try to tend to not curse, so they help me out a little more with the editing.
Just a little bit.
Now, Jon is someone who never, ever cursed ever on his podcast. And then just recently, just like in like the last couple, Jon's had a semester. Jon is like, you know what? I'm doing a podcast. Mr. Oz is going to hook me up. He's going to edit everything. And he doesn't even mean to do it, but it was just like a random, like, not even something brutal, you know, just like an S-bomb or something real quick. And he doesn't even hear he's doing it. Just be like one little one in there. I was so taken aback by it, though, because he never cursed ever. And I always listen to every loner podcast. But it's when I sit there and edit a loner podcast, most of the time, I'm not editing you for any cursing or anything like that. Maybe there'll be a gap of silence that I'll pull together. But most of the time, Jon and Samantha's, no offense to you, your podcast is awesome, but Jon and Samantha's have the least amount of editing marks. Jon and Samantha's podcasts are the ones that remain like the whole wave file the whole time because you guys don't really mess up. That's pretty cool, you know?
Good. Jon, why did you curse?
Just a little shade.
What happened?
We're going to release the explicit versions in 20 years.
Oh, please. I would love that. Jon curse. I don't think I've ever heard Jon curse at all.
Adam,
So,
like,
Jon,
how did you curse?
Take us behind that one curse. What were you? I don't even remember what curse word it was, but it was in the last 2 episodes. What are you thinking about when you do a podcast? Are you actively not trying to curse? You seem like the type of person who doesn't curse a lot, so I feel like you don't have to turn on some type of sensor in your head.
I actually don't remember the episode. From what I remember, I'm just trying not to be aggressive and inappropriate.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now that I remember, I said I was going to do a show for the general audience. Yeah, I lied. Turns out I decided to go and rate that PG. So that I would have lied to myself.
All right.
Nice.
Nice.
I like this. All right, cool.
Good job, Jon.
Why do you curse so much, Jerry?
So in the beginning, it's not that I curse so much. It's just that like every now and then I will forget that this is supposed to be like a college, and then I get passionate about whatever topic I'm currently talking about, which is normally political. And I had to remind people, get off the S, But then I realized the editing that it would just be easier if I just not said it. So I consciously make a decision. And then now I'm thinking about making like a swear jar, so that every time a podcast occurs, quarter.
You're going to fill it up.
That's going to be a little fundraiser. So anytime a podcaster comes in, and Mr. Ott, you'll be able to tell us who, every time they curse, quarter.
I'm saying we'll be loaded in about 2 months. Are you kidding me? One more semester, we can buy a whole new studio.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
New mics, everything.
So let's talk about that for a minute, right? So we are at Essex County College. We are in a podcast studio. Is this a multi-million-dollar studio, guys?
No.
Jon, if you had and I will take no offense to this, Jon, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate this studio? Be honest.
I would probably say 5.
5. Okay. Tell us some reasons why it's a 5.
Well, one of the main reasons is because of how small the room is.
All right.
There's also microphones, but that I'm not worried about now. Also, the green screen, like, barely anyone uses that background.
Never.
Aside from,
All right. Samantha, give us a reason why this room is not a 10. Why is this room not a 10? I'm going somewhere with this. Don't worry.
It's cold.
There we go. Jerry, why is this room not a 10? Why is our studio not perfect?
It's tiny, it's cold, it's cramped, and I don't know. I just feel like they just tossed us in a broom closet somewhere. I feel like Harry Potter.
Your bedroom is bigger at home than this, or
yes?
No?
My bedroom is you.
Now, here's the point of me going around.
My kitchen is bigger than this.
Asking you guys this one. Everybody's got, probably all the rooms in your house are bigger than this. You got closets bigger than this. But you know what's cool about this? We made it. And it's not $1 million. And it doesn't have flashy, awesome, like crazy technology in it. But yet, the three of you still make pretty awesome content out of this room.
True.
You still make awesome supplemental videos for Instagram and TikTok. Mm-hmm. Jerry's done like tons of stuff in this room. And Jon, you've probably plotted a million different books and songs and what God knows what plans you're doing in this room. But this room is not fancy. This room is not spectacular. This room is not really like warm. This room sometimes has sounds like the ones we're hearing right now from, like the HVAC going on. But it's not, the point is it's not about the money. It's not about the room. It's about the room where it happens, to quote Jerry's favorite musical, okay? Hamilton. It doesn't matter if there's even power. It matters if there's power in this room. We definitely need power. But you know what I'm saying.
We need power.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need no fancy anything in this room. You just need you.
And a mic.
And you need to know what you're talking about and who you're talking about it with. And that's basically it.
This room is home.
That's right. And that's the same thing. That's my point. A home is a home. A house ain't a home. A home is a home, right? Mm. Getting to know y'all and listen to you grow and do your shows. The loners, stay in your lane, just be you. It's really been a pleasure. Well, I just wanted to let you guys know that, that seriously. So I hope that you all continue to do this in some shape or fashion in the future. John, you have a lot of options you could go in with, either talking about technology or product reviews. I don't know what you want to do with this, but there is so much for you to get into. To tutorials, there's a lot of money for you to be made on YouTube and the internet with your knowledge, Samanta, you literally got to be a speaker. You got to go out there and talk to people. You could make a ton of money being a motivational speaker. And then you run a side business on that, with your audio books and your podcast and everything and your guests and your TV shows, but you got it. So you got to run with whatever you got. You doing the Miss New Jersey pageant, that's a big step in the right direction for you. You need to keep doing stuff like that. Keep getting your name out there. Talk to people. You love talking to people, right?
I love to talk to people on the mic outside.
Yeah.
Not so much. But yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Jerry, you literally have a voice for radio. And I'm not saying that you look bad, man, but that's like a famous thing. You got a face for radio. No, you have a voice for radio. You really do. You got to examine the communications degree and really all the different things you can do with that. Because I look forward to hearing you somewhere, because there's a lot of people on TV that you have a way better voice and appearance than them. You could definitely rock it and make some serious cash. Then I can live in your basement when you're a millionaire. You got me?
Not basement. I want to get you like a little side house by the pool.
Yo, I got a pool too?
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Besides, we couldn't have did this without you.
Yo, appreciate you.
Like, literally, you pushed each of us to continue to do this. Even when we questioned it, even when we took breaks and was like, nah, we're not sure. You made sure that, you checked up on us and got back into the studio. You're constantly here reminding us, constantly encouraging us and congratulating us every episode. So, honestly, without you, this club would not have made it far.
It's my pleasure. If you notice, these are the only kind of podcasts I do where I talk to you guys. I don't have a podcast of my own. I don't have one outside of Essex or anything like that. I'm not necessarily like the guy who likes talking to people all the time. I like talking to you guys, you know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of the guy behind the scenes who helps make it go and whatnot. So I live vicariously through the three of you. I'll keep saying that, but seriously, you all have really, really nice and different podcasts. I could never do any one of them. You may think there's stuff that I can do that you guys can't do, and while that's true, I will never host my own podcast. Be like, the Pokemon podcast hosted by Joe Ott. You're never going to see that. I will. That's not something
you can pull it off. I feel like you'll pull it off.
I appreciate that. It's just you guys. You have purpose. You have like an agenda, and it's never an empty mission. Even John's podcast, every single one's got a mission. He's talking about his family. He's talking about how how silly all of our religions can be around the holidays with food and stuff like that.
Or mocking Just Be You.
Yeah, that's still going to be a parody. For now, I'm calling it "Don't Be Antisocial."
Don't be antisocial. I like it.
That's amazing that we've gotten to the point in the podcast club where one of our members is going to parody the other one's show. Like that to me is like the full Weird Al Yankovic effect. It's like amazing. Like perfect. That gives me so much satisfaction, John. Nice job.
What did you do, Jerry?
I don't know, but I love it. I love it. I'm curious to see. I anything that inspires.
Yeah, that's good.
Beautiful. Can't wait to see.
When are you starting that parody?
That's just going to be a one-time only April's Fool episode.
Okay. Oh, for April?
So
awesome.
It won't be a loner episode. It's just going to be
nice.
Okay, cool.
I
can't wait
to seeing it.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny, man.
We gotta hype it up. You definitely gonna hype it up the closer we get to April Fools. Definitely.
John, Jerry, when are you gonna bring me on your podcast?
Yeah, what's up with that, Jerry?
Listen. I was supposed to do a lot of things and get a lot of people on, but I was busy. I'm still an ambassador. I'm on the student government. I joined the theater company, so I had theater plays to go through. I'm taking 5 classes.
Damn.
Doing a lot.
I was stressing. Then I had some medical injuries, so like it's been a rough semester, but definitely starting next semester. I plan on bringing a lot more people back on. I want to bring Mr. Ott back on.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
definitely gonna bring you on, Samantha, because I know you've been waiting. And this time I'm running the show.
Okay. You only came on my podcast.
And John, I'm gonna get you too. Don't worry.
For 2026.
Definitely. I got plans for my podcast next semester.
That's good. Next semester is my last semester, so it's gonna be a lot.
Oh
I'm gonna
my.
be doing a lot of things.
We're gonna throw you a cake. I'm gonna throw a cake at you.
In the
Whatever.
face.
Whatever.
So let's talk about next semester moving forward. Is Just Be You planning on continuing? You're at episode 18 or 19 now. Are you going to try and go in with like a weekly or bi-weekly thing in January? What's the plan?
Yeah. So, well, for one, I plan on dropping one more before the semester's out, before we all leave, and then in the new year, I plan on definitely going at least weekly. I plan on. There's a lot of plans coming involved, especially with my position that I'm going to incorporate into podcasts a little bit. But I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to wait for y'all to figure that out. But definitely going to have more of me around.
Love that journey for all of us. Samantha, 2026 spring, stay in your lane. What is the plan for the podcast club? I mean, for you, what's the plan for staying in your lane?
The plan for next podcast is, knowing it's my last semester, it's all about making sure that the foundation is sealed correctly so the building block can continue. And making sure that the podcast club in itself, I know I have two great executives, so I know they're going to do amazing work, even though I'm still going to be around because I'm looking for a job here in campus. And I'm actually thinking about, because I didn't know they had media and communication. So I was thinking about taking that degree. But I would see how everything go. But I would definitely be recording twice a week. And it would definitely be one of those. That semester would be a great semester for me because I'm going full in. And
Awesome.
I'm not going to be afraid to ask people to come on or people that told me no or whatever. I'm going to go full on. So for this break, I'm definitely going to map out certain things, how I could definitely make it a big one.
Just for you listening at home, she says that she's already fearless. She already asked anybody to do an interview. Sometimes I'll introduce her to somebody. She's like, "Oh, who's this? I just met you. Hey, you're going to be on my podcast tomorrow." And it's really inspiring because I'm thinking to myself, I can't talk to people like that. I can't talk to people like that. And then I watch her do it, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to try it like Samantha does, because it's influential. She's like so powerful with the way she talks to people. John, tell us about the loaner, man. What's going on for spring 2026? Are you bringing it back? What kind of format? Because this semester you did some from home, you did some here. Tell us about 2026.
Yeah, so I feel like this, well, for me, I would say I'm still going to try to seek help, not just use my podcast as therapy. Rather, I would try to say, well, for me, I would probably, if I'm remembering now, maybe I'll try to do a live podcast during the club fair. Maybe that should be interesting.
That'd be awesome. All right, cool. We'll definitely help you out with that. All right, folks, this was the Podcast Club Presents. We had John the Loner, Samantha from Stay in Your Lane, and Jerry from Just Be You. Check out all of their podcast episodes. There's over 200 episodes available at SLAOESSEX's YouTube and Spotify channels. Again, look us up. It's SLAOESSEX on YouTube and Spotify. We have 200 plus episodes for you there to check out over a wide variety of different podcasters. Come have fun with us on YouTube. We look forward to working and seeing you next semester. We hope that you have a safe and happy holidays to you and your family. Until then, take care.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.